Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnashua.
Huh? Oh.
No, not Vietnam or Nashua. Columbia. Columbia.
Welcome to Warm and Cozy
Get
Quilting.
out of here.
I'm Danielle.
I'm Jason.
And behind the camera today we have Victoria. She's home. She's home from college.
Yay.
She's going to be here. She's going to be hanging out.
Summer break.
Doing things. Yep.
Here in Columbia with us.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we
Warm
had
and
some
cozy.
crazy storms yesterday.
Girl, those were nutty.
And
I saw
there
pictures.
have been lots of people worried about us. And we are south. We are further south. And really, we got some big raindrops for a short period of time, the end.
Yeah.
Our power went just like.
That's not normal power sounds.
Yeah, just one of those where you're like, was I blinking or did the lights flicker?
Am I having a seizure?
Yeah.
No,
So
I don't think so.
That was it for us. There is extreme damage.
Yeah, there's some really bad stuff in the St. Louis area. So if you were affected by that, our thoughts are with you.
Yes.
Also, you're probably not watching this then.
Probably got stuff to do today.
You got things to take care of. But there were some folks south of us that got it pretty rough though as well. So
yes, that's
Illinois
true.
to Kentucky kind of got rough out there. So
yeah, continue
Dolores,
to pass us.
glad to see you.
Yes.
Southern Illinois representing. Glad you're out there. But still, there were some really rough storms yesterday.
Yeah.
Keep your heads on swivels during storm season, folks.
For sure.
Be safe.
All of the times, for all of the years that we've lived in St. Louis area, it usually skirts the
it's
downtown.
The arch. The arch says "Get."
Yeah, I think it just
yesterday.
Yeah, and so it hit a lot of city.
Yeah, North St. Louis area.
North St. Louis. So
anyway,
I also have a question for viewers and friends alike. Have you ever used the wrong seasoning?
I can't believe you're telling this story on the internet right now.
I mean,
I have.
is-
It's done. I've had it.
So there are things that start with same letters, things that are a little bit not the same.
When you use the same brand seasoning and they use the same color red lid on them, because why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Things get weird.
Right. So yeah, tell us your stories if you have any about using the wrong seasoning.
Like, have you ever put Italian seasoning into your, I don't know.
Does
it ever go bad in
what
anything?
Italian seasoning would be bad in?
I don't know.
Can I just tell the story?
Okay, tell the story. You got to speak up.
Like salt instead of sugar. That's a very good example.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kelly.
Can I come around and
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I mean, the microphone will hear you better if you come around to
That's
the...
what I was thinking. Definitely something in my teeth. It's okay.
Anyway, here's Victoria going to tell a fun story.
Hey. So, to save money at college, I've been making coffee at home.
Okay.
So I have espresso, instant espresso that I throw into a cup.
Well,
and then I throw a little
Smart,
bit of...
right? So smart.
So smart until it's not.
Okay.
Throw a little bit of brown sugar, and then I do a little sprinkle of cinnamon.
Okay.
I grabbed the cumin this morning.
She's at home, and we have cumin on the counter.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have cumin at school,
Can't miss that.
so I didn't think to look for it.
So she had a
Luckily,
spicy
she was
coffee.
like, "Whoa, hold
I
on."
smelled it, and I was like, "Oh, that
It smells
not
like
cinnamon.
tacos.
It is tacos and espresso, which is strange."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, see, look, you're in good company.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Dolores, pancake mix instead of flour. Actually, that sounds fantastic, but also kind of sweet.
Yeah. Jason has
Cinnamon,
also
that's
done
chili
the
powder.
same thing.
Cinnamon,
Cinnamon and cumin
That could be fun.
have been flip-flopped
cinnamon
in my
instead of
house.
pepper. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Good story. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So Jason is also. We made French toast one day.
I did. She said one day. It was one night. She's like, I want French toast. I said,
It's
all right.
7 p.m. Who cares?
It was dark outside. That's my excuse. And so when I grabbed the cinnamon / it wasn't cinnamon.
Yeah, but luckily he put a little bit, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want some on mine too." And then I was like, "No, no, no!" I could smell immediately that it was wrong.
Another question for you: when it comes to French toast, do you put cinnamon on your French toast?
Yeah, do you use cinnamon on your?
Some
French
people,
toast?
I don't think do. I don't think that's in everybody does that. Some people use powdered sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that myself. But
butter, cinnamon, then some syrup. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
But once in a blue moon, I have some French toast. It's not.
Okay, well, that's a fun story. We're going to let people keep throwing some comments out there, but we're going to go up and say hi to some folks because we have people saying hi. Hi, say hello, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay,
we got Deb over on the YouTubes.
Good
Morning from Iowa.
So
Iowa.
hold on. You missed 2.0.
We haven't said hi on Facebook side yet.
Oh.
I'm going to get back to those guys.
I'm going to let him do the job over
take
there.
care of what I'm doing over here. Good morning, Kelly Rowland. Hope
Good
your vacation's
morning.
going well. Your space is a mess. You need to come back and fix it. Good morning, 2.0 in Tennessee.
Good morning.
Happy New Year as well. We are good. Good morning, Dolores again. Hello. Vicky, good morning. Yay, Victoria.
Yay, Victoria.
Pam, good morning. So glad you're safe. Thanks. In your prayers. Keep all those people in your thoughts.
Yes,
Much
for sure.
appreciated, I'm sure. So Kelly, salt instead of sugar. I think that's an easy one to do.
For
if
sure.
You're really having a rough day, things aren't going well.
Yeah, I mean,
Makes your
you
coffee
should
awful.
have a lot more sugar than salt. Like, it's usually in a larger container.
I mean,
Salt is in the shaker. I don't have a shaker of sugar.
you should.
Oh, okay. Maybe people do.
Maybe. Think about it.
I'm like, I got to get the spoon out for the sugar.
Right. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you on.
Good morning.
Let's see here. Pamela once put cinnamon instead of chili powder in the chili. It was awful.
Oh, yeah. So strike it, reverse it. She did the reverse and cinnamon and no good.
I don't know. I think that wouldn't be great. The cinnamon instead of pepper. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you. Spicy coffee. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hello, Pam. Good to see you on.
Hi.
Regina, use chili powder instead of cinnamon and cinnamon rolls.
Oh,
wow. I bet that was an interesting
you
moment
did
in time.
realize it before you baked it, but still, like, they're ruined. I was telling her because she figured it out before she had put the ice and done,
And gotten too far into it.
Yeah, because, you ruin the whole bunch of ice and there's no more ice. Like, what do you do now?
Use all of it, right? Let's see. Pam's a syrup only when it comes to French toast.
Mm-hmm.
So Pat Davis, of course, cinnamon on French toast.
Yeah,
I gotta ask the question. So let's see. Pamela does cinnamon and vanilla in the eggs. Oh, I like that idea. We're about to become a warm and cozy cooking show.
Maybe we should have French toast night. Do we have enough bread? Vincent, go check and make sure
He ain't sitting home watching no quilting show.
Vincent, make sure we got bread.
But if you are.
We do have bread. We'll
make a French toast tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Good morning, Joyce. Good to see you on. And hello, Christy. Hello. Good day and good morning. Also, if you're having a good time and you're enjoying yourself, do me a huge favor. Hit that share button there at the bottom of your screen. Or if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Both of these options are free. That means they cost you nothing. You're helping us do this more often. So I appreciate you for that. Also, if you're watching, use those little reactions on your screen, maybe over in the corner or they're underneath. I don't know. They're there. Use them. It lets us know you're actually there. And comment along. We enjoy commenting with you.
Good morning, Sue. She was in yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
And, so many people are telling me, like, that's enough. You need to go sit down,
She gets yelled at often.
And I truly appreciate it because I push myself and then I get home and I want to die.
Because she overdoes it. She works so hard. She's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I know.
And then I get home
sit
and I'm
down
like,
next time.
what happened to me? Anyway,
Weirdo.
So trying to be better, and I appreciate everybody
when you are a
looking out for me.
motivated, driven individual.
Yeah, it's hard.
I understand. But also, you got to stop it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that, Sherry. Appreciate you
Yes.
so much. All right. So, that all aside.
Yeah.
Pay attention while you're cooking. Use the right seasonings.
Right.
Today,
read, sniff if you need, like, whatever, before you start putting it in stuff.
do we need to start a warm and cozy cooking show? That could be interesting.
Fun episode.
We'll teach you grilled cheese because that's about what we got. Yes.
No.
I can teach my super awesome latte recipe.
Oh, yes. See, we have some ideas.
Oh, that could be fun.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Jason does more cooking than any of us, and he's like, I don't know. Y'all are talking about.
I don't want to give away my secrets, guys. Good morning, Glenna.
Morning.
Good to see you over there on the YouTube side. Hello. All right, so let's talk about things that we need to get out of the way. What we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute since I've done it. We've asked AI a lot of questions. I love asking AI because I love to see the results that come from that.
Because then we can go, don't even know.
Terrible. So we've asked about
AI is only as good as it
as the sources out there in the world. So we've asked about thread. We've asked about batting.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't actually asked the important question, fabric.
What about fabric?
I mean, I've asked how can we save money quilting, but I haven't really asked, is fabric really that big of a deal?
Yes, quality, does it matter if you buy it here
so
or there?
We're going to see what the AI tells us. And we'll have our own opinions on that, I'm sure. It'll be a good time, I bet, for the most part. But anyway, let's see here. We got some things to make note of as far as classes. There's a lot of class stuff coming up. There's a lot of events
There's
coming
so much
up.
I can't tell you.
There's things planned that we have to have completely finalized before I let you say that to the world.
Need to have more days.
There's not enough days
in the week,
in the year,
in the month,
all of them
in the year.
Mm-hmm. Now there are hours between midnight and 6 a.m.
that we haven't
that
used
are being
yet.
underutilized, I believe, at this point.
True.
I think sleep may be overrated.
Right.
I'm not looking for
but I'm really starting to think about Sundays and how can we put stuff on Sunday.
I'm not against the idea, but that's what we get there. Anyway,
tell us what you think about that.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Our feelings and emotions aside.
Right. Would you come to something on Sunday?
Would Sunday quilt shops help you? Would it be beneficial to you or your quilting habits?
What if it was just a class or something like that on a
Sunday?
Sunday?
If we're here for a class,
we'll be open.
Open for sailing stuff.
Right.
But anyway,
sailing,
sailish, selling things. Anyway, thoughts? Let me know. We have the quilt shows coming up in June. Oh wait, before we get there, we have the end of the month coming.
Right. May 31st, right?
Yes.
It is the 31st is the last day?
Yes, last day of the month.
Does that mean that, that means that June has a Friday the 13th. Anyway.
Oh.
Besides that.
It does, but I don't, okay, anyway.
So, May 31st.
Okay.
What am I trying to say? Oh, it's the end of it's the last Saturday of the month, which means it's show and tell.
It is.
So come in, bring your stuff that you're working on.
Right.
I've heard from people that are going to bring jackets. I've heard from people that are working on different things and they're hoping to be done.
There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I would love to, but I don't have that mystery thing that you guys do. It's not about that.
Bring anything and everything.
And it does not even have to be a finished project.
Yeah.
It could be in process. Like you are working through it. You have one block done, but you want to show it off.
Yeah, come on.
Come on with it.
We had that before with the chickens.
And I believe that quilt is done.
Yes. So there you go.
Anyway.
So the way it works with show and tell is we open the door at 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
We lock the door at 9:28.
Okay.
We then have our 9:30 show, right? That is live in-person studio audience. And we show off your stuff.
Right.
Then, for those that are here, they can shop early.
You can.
The store doesn't open until 11, but those that are here can shop early.
You can.
So that day is also 20% off for loyalty members.
Correct.
So I know people were asking yesterday about the loyalty. How do you get in? It is still a great time to get in. Come in. We'll talk to you about it. We'll tell you all the things.
Absolutely. That's an in-store only thing.
Yep.
That said, we do have a special running on the website right now.
Mm-hmm.
Also an in-store special running.
Yes. So let's talk about the special. So online, you can get $15 off.
Mm-hmm. When you spend $100.
When you spend $100. So that's like 15%.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more than my loyalty's 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody out there who's in the loyalty club could be like, oh, I could actually save more money if I order online today.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it. So order what you want. Fill your cart. You got $100. When you go to checkout, you're going to put 15OFF.
15 off. One word.
Yep. And then you're going to get $15 off. If you have any trouble.
We've had a lot of people taking advantage of that.
Yes.
Not like in a bad sense, but like doing that.
Yes,
and
yes.
It's brilliant.
Why am I doing that? We have too much fabric. I think there's 90 bolts in my room.
Yeah, you have a ton more just landed in your room. And I don't know where those are going.
There's no room on the shelves. Everything is so beautiful and new, and I love all of that, but it's like I got to move some of this other stuff. We moved some things to clearance. So there are things that are marked down to $9, $7. So do the 15 off, okay? Also, in shop, we have too many panels, okay? So panels, select panels are buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
It's an in-store only because I couldn't figure out how to make the website do what I wanted to do. This is my life. But anyway.
Right.
So buy one, get one free. Not half off, not a percentage off. Buy one, get one free. So I have had people going, here's 8 panels.
They've done it. It's great, actually. I'm so glad to see these panels leaving my building.
Yes. And, so we have some that are, this is the last one. So hurry on in. We're going to do this through next week as well. So
sure.
Anyway, that's the haps on the paps.
That's great. Love it. It's interesting to say it that way. I do want to point out, Pam mentioned the batting online. I don't, because we sell our batting off the roll. So we buy the inch. So getting that to work properly on the website, kind of a train wreck. So it's a lot easier for us to control that in store. So waiting.
It's also hard for us to control because we need it for shop quilts or for quilt for hire quilts. So
yeah, absolutely. Anyway. So I have to say, there are a lot of people, if we're going by just the small selection of answers we have on here regarding Sundays, I've not seen one person yet mad at the idea of
doing a Sunday here and there
or all the time. So,
okay.
I'm looking to hire a Sunday staff. Let me know if you're available.
Yeah.
So I think T-shirt.
I think I was going to say I think we missed Terry.
We did. I was getting to there. So we have Terry. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have Debbie.
Hi.
We have let's see. Christy's excited about Sunday. Susan's yes, and yes, like that. Yes, got you guys. Glenna, Sundays. Yes, got you. Jane Q working on a binding for her snowflake quilt. That's coming up in July. God, I look forward to that.
Yes. One. So I had a class and we made this beautiful quilt. So we are going to hang them in the shop in July. So come in. I'm sure I'll do a video
tour. There will be way more
all
information
kind
when
of
we get
stuff.
closer to that.
Yeah.
And then Jan, loyalty card's worth it. Yes, absolutely worth it. It does pay for itself quicker than you think it will.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, no way. Thanks for that promo plug. Appreciate you, Jan. You're awesome. A wink from Jody Blue. I think that means she wants Sundays also. I got you. Dolores says we need days off. Well, that's what Mondays are for.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Anyway, okay. So we have that going on. That's this. Then in June, the first weekend in June, do not forget. Warm and Cozy
7th,
storefront
closed.
will not be open. We will be closed because we will be at 2 quilt shows. Hearts and Hands quilt show at Whiteside Middle School in Shiloh, Illinois. That's going to be Saturday and Sunday.
Really close right there.
Yep. Just look for Whiteside Middle School. That's where we'll be. It's where they've been for years. Great space. Works well. We'll also be at the Mineral Area College in Park Hills, Missouri, for the Threads of Friendship Quilt Guild show. It's a one-day show on Saturday. Pick one. Go to both. I don't know. You got Saturday and Sunday? Have a good time.
You could do Saturday at the one and Sunday at the other.
You could, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you right now, it'll be worth it because both these groups are fantastic, and I love their shows. Maybe they'll not do it on the same day next time. Or you do it. Whatever. We'll make it work. It's
we'll
fine.
make it work.
Love both the groups. Love all the people there and all of them. So make sure you make it out to those. But don't come here on Saturday, June 7th.
Yeah.
We won't be here.
We're going to continue to tell people, but it's someone will show up and I will be
it's
like,
a matter of time.
I'm so sorry.
I've got some HandiQuilter events coming up.
Yes.
I do have one that's going to be here out real soon for you guys to sign up. Will be virtual for Pro Stitcher Designer in July. We will have a hands-on education event in August. We've been promoting that one for a couple of weeks now. Actually, I've been telling people about it for months, but that's beside the point. So make sure you get yourself on the calendar for that. Great way to get your hands on the machine for 2 days and kind of figure out, is this for me?
Yeah.
Would be a good time. I also have classes going to be pretty much every month for HandiQuilter and or Pro Stitcher through November.
Nice.
I've really thrown myself into the classes with that.
Yes.
We have a Janome education event coming up in June.
And this one I'm really looking forward to personally. I am looking forward to this one more. I don't know why, but just because we haven't done a lot of Janome events. And this one is it takes 2. So you're going to learn stuff on the M8, which has that awesome stitch regulator.
Yes.
And then there's also the embroidery machine.
Yes, the 550 ELE.
550 ELE.
Yes. Anyway, I feel like there's just been so much announcement. There's so much going on. Just pay attention to the Facebook page,
watch
guys.
our stuff, okay?
It's easier that way. Okay, moving on. Let's go on and do something more fun. Are you good over there? Are you ready for this?
I'm chilling.
Okay, great. I have to make sure the director's not asleep at the wheel. She's not. She's doing great. Let's see. What did Terry say here? I'd rather be open on Monday and not Sunday. Don't work yourselves to death too hard. We do that already, so what's another day? It's fine, Terry.
And also, I love that everyone has said yes to Sundays. That does not mean that we will do it.
It doesn't mean anything.
I appreciate that. We have to take a lot of things into consideration, as you, I'm sure, understand. I just have so many things that I want to put on a calendar, and I'm like, oh, we already have open sews all lined up. So that those days are out, and these days are out, and that day's out, and this, and then I'm like, where do I put it? So, you know.
All right. So, all that aside.
And then Mom asked if we were affected by the storms. We were not. It was north of us.
Right.
Just barely. Boop.
We addressed that at the beginning. That's okay.
Yeah, well, she got
just have to rewind. It'll be fine. All right.
Yeah, you can't rewind right now.
Not yet. So, as I said, we've talked about all the things with AI and asked it for its wonderful insight. And for those of you who don't know, AI, when you use Google, will kind of summarize all the information it finds on the internet, and it's kind of how it kind of learns it is based on what it gathers. So it looks at everything, including stuff that people will post because people post things that are terrible and wrong.
Right.
And so therefore, sometimes it pulls that information as well, which is where sometimes the funny comes in.
And
the
system of it isn't like fully fleshed out.
Oh no, it's not 100% perfect.
Sometimes it'll have like a link to a source that says something completely different because it interpreted the source wrong.
It will absolutely kind of do its own thing. I don't click on the links.
So we just use it as then go so that we can go, someone out there thought this was the case.
Right.
And
exactly.
let's see if we feel that way also or not. Right.
So we're gonna have that conversation today. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too wildly in depth, but let's go for it, right? So the question I specifically asked the Googles was, does fabric quality matter in quilting? That was my question to it.
Yeah. Y'all can start commenting right now.
All right. I would love to know your opinions because we're going to see how you guys and how our opinion stacks up with what the general consensus is from AI. So Google's response was, yes, fabric quality definitely matters in quilting. Using high quality fabrics like quilting cottons ensures a more durable and beautiful quilt that will last longer. Some projects might benefit from budget fabrics. I like that phrasing, budget fabrics. A quilt meant for regular use and cherished for years should be made with better quality materials.
Perfect. That's all. Would
you agree with that statement?
Yep. We go home now.
We 100% A+ for the Googlies on that one.
Yeah, and there are definitely, I'm trying to think of things, but like craft projects, right?
Sure.
Where you don't need a high quality fabric
situations and scenarios,
right? For that particular project. But
gotcha. Well, let's go. Of course, it always gives you that summary and then gives you a bit of a breakdown. I'm going to go through that real quick. Let's see here. We have why fabric quality is important in quilting. Number one, durability. Right. And that summary, it kind of mentioned this. High quality fabrics, especially those made for quilting, are designed to withstand repeated washing and wear. Less likely to stretch, fade, or bleed. I mean, true. Like you want a fabric that's going to take the beating of use.
Right.
For sure. Which plays into longevity.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about durability first, or we're just going to read?
I'm sorry, your tag is annoying me. Sorry.
Thanks, why didn't you fix it earlier?
Because
I've been sitting here like that the whole time.
The whole time. I don't think it was to your back at this point. Anyway.
Maybe keep going. And
I don't really feel like there's a lot in the durability / longevity that really.
The one thing that I will say is that I had a customer who, she's been coming here for years. Her very first quilt, her and her granddaughter made, and they bought lower quality. They didn't know, right? Lower quality fabrics. Oh, also, the first quilt that my mom made for me, her and I went to a store and we bought stuff. We didn't know what we were doing, and some of it was poly cotton blend. It was made for clothes. We didn't know. It went into the quilt. That quilt, I cut out one square, and that's what we have left. Okay, because that's what survived. But also, this customer told me that her and her granddaughter spent a lot of time making this quilt, and her granddaughter loves it. And it was washed twice, and it started falling apart.
Right.
So she was like, "I won't do that again." We put time, love, energy into this. It was made by Grandma, and now you know, she's like, I'm making her a new quilt. It's fine, you know, but you know, it was something
but to see that fall apart in
right.
your timeline and in your lifetime, like I don't ever want to see that myself.
Nothing to me is more valuable than time.
Right.
You can't get any more. You can't buy it. You can't make it. You can't. You're losing it right now. Okay.
Sorry. But at least you're having fun with it right now, right?
But the thing is that when you spend time on something and then it's not durable, doesn't last, that's no good. Okay.
And that again plays into that longevity conversation where more durable it is, will last longer, and you'll have it forever, which is great. Because you want whoever you're giving it to have it for more than 6 months. And
also because when we gift things, we don't know how they're going to handle it. If they're a person who's like, oh, every time I use this, I have to wash it. Then they're washing it so often that you want something that's going to last. So having that longevity. So anyway.
Right. Appearance is another point to the fabric quality. A higher quality fabric often has a better drape, a smoother texture, and more vibrant colors than less expensive options. I would absolutely agree with that one. Sometimes.
So I don't know about drape. I mean, it's probably they're probably all going to drape just fine.
I have seen some so there are some fabrics that we've had that the way they've sized them and everything else to make them sellable are really kind of rigid to work with from the start.
Sure.
So it can make a difference. That base product can make a difference.
Absolutely. And I know that even with some different brands, even in high quality, right? Mm-hmm. You have this one has a much better texture than this one over here.
Right. And that just comes down to the quality of what they're using also, which again could be a good quality. Also comes down to
finishing. Like how they finish it. What do they add in there that makes it feel that way?
Right. So anyway, all things to kind of consider there, the appearance of it. Ease of use. Quilter's cotton is stable and easy to work with, making a good choice for beginners. My comparison to this would be like, let's say Paintbrush Solids versus another big name brand, like, and I'm not jabbing at them, but Kona, notoriously phrase. You know, if it's slightly better, like the way it's put together, it's easier to work with because nothing more frustrating than your fabric fraying everywhere while you're trying to work with it.
I will say, all fabric frays. All fabric can fray, even if it doesn't, it can, right? You know,
right.
And we're using rotary cutters to slice it, so that kind of goes, you know, things get a little bit fray-y.
I've used fray-y before. I don't think it's an actual phrase, but fray-y.
I do know that there's ways that you can kind of get around that. You starch your fabric. That's going to make it so that it doesn't fray as much. It's not going to stretch as much, things like that.
This point here for quality of fabric, how much it matters, is the professional look. High quality fabrics can contribute to a more professional looking quilt, especially for show quilts or intricate projects. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell a story based on something I was told recently by a customer, generally, and I'm not going to be full in the details, but if you are like, I know that story, thank you for the story. Also, I'm kind of put a spin on it.
I don't even know this story.
Simply put, this customer made a quilt for somebody, gifted it. The recipient was like, oh, cool, thanks, whatever, and made the comment that it was definitely something bought off Etsy. Here's the thing. Initially, I'm like, I would have raged out, taken it, and left. Because that's insulting. But the more I think about it, that whole professional look, I'm going to tell you right now, I know the quilt. You know the quilt. You saw it when it was done.
Really?
It was gorgeous and was done with the gray flannelly cottons out there. Super adorable quilt. Awesome baby gift. If somebody sees a project you've done, that you've put time and effort into it, and their first thought is, oh, you bought that, i.e. done professionally, there's no way that you could have done this. I mean,
I think that's, makes you sound like, wow, you did so good. They think that it was.
They have no idea
that it wasn't.
That could have been done by, well, anyway. Also, at the same time, you want the credit for that. But at the same time, like, trying to give it some spin.
A spin that's nice, because that's.
I still would have taken everything, snatched that back from her and walked out the door.
Not very nice at all. Anyway. But yes, especially when someone says, oh, it looks like you could have bought it on Etsy. Etsy has more handmade, has more,
and those people are doing it professionally. That's their job. That's what they do.
Wow, it looks like you bought it on Etsy, which means you probably paid a couple $100, right?
Right. And
I worked hard on it.
And I put a couple $100 into getting it done for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so professional look. You're going to get that more professional look with better quality fabrics, just because of the way they're going to.
So a lot of times with lower quality, you can see through it. Sometimes, and so that gives, of course, not as good of a look, right?
Right. For sure. Personal preference. Some quilters prefer the feel and appearance of higher quality fabrics, even if they're not essential for all projects. Yeah, I'm spoiled.
Me.
At this point, I haven't had to live that life where I had to make do with all the fabric choices that are out there in the world. I came into a quilt shop.
Yeah,
so this is where I've started. So I'm not a good base point for this conversation.
I've purchased fabric from all kinds of places. And the first time that I went into a quilt store, I was like, ooh, they're really proud of this fabric.
Yeah.
Look how much they're charging over here. I can get that for less over there. And then, but I was like, oh, but that feels really nice.
Right.
I don't know any different because all I've bought has been at big box store. I've gone into this place. I think, oh, wow, that's overpriced. I feel that it feels different. What is the difference? So then it made me start looking into it a little better.
Right. And again, that's a personal preference. I'm not shaming or throwing shade at anybody that uses it. You use what you want to use. That's totally fine.
Yeah. I also feel like there are some stages of quilting. Now, first of all, I always feel that if you use better tools, including better fabric, right, you're going to end up with a better product at the end, right?
Right.
So I've said before, well, it's fine to start off with lower quality at first because you're just kind of getting some practice. Well, it's just like if you start with a lower end sewing machine, and you can, but a very inexpensive sewing machine that maybe is giving you, like the feed dogs don't feed very well. It's giving you all this problem. You think that you're a bad sewer when really you don't have the best tools, right? And so you try somebody else's machine and you're like, oh, look, I can do this, and you're like, maybe I need a better machine. Same with fabric. You start using less expensive fabric and it's stretching on you. It doesn't want to, it's fraying too much. Now it's coming apart a little bit because of whatever. You think that it's you. It's not you. Okay. Sometimes you need better quality things, right?
And that's, Google also gave us that summary of when is a good time to use a lower quality fabric, when it might be more acceptable, as you said, wall hanging and decorative items. You don't need top of the line $17 a yard fabric if you're making a placemat. Like, you can if it's the color and pretty you're looking for, but it's not necessary.
If it's seasonal and you're like, I'm gonna pull, and you're fine with, we're gonna use this for this Christmas, and then I don't care.
Right. So things like that, they work great. Go for that. Go nutty with it.
But yeah, and wall hangings generally do not get laundered near as often,
if
right?
at all.
So you can use it for that. Probably won't. I probably won't.
Right.
Because I want that to last just as long.
We go functionality more.
But, like a door hanger for Halloween, who cares? Right?
I mean, unless some kids lob some eggs at your house.
Yeah.
Also, if you have eggs being launched at your house, you probably need to be nicer to the neighborhood kids.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you how to live your life.
Start giving out the full-size candy bars.
Maybe that'll change things for you. The other times that they recommend for lower quality fabric, they did say practice quilts, like you mentioned, which is ideal. Again, I get that. Maybe for a couple, but then consider afterwards. This one I had some heartburn with. Quilts for children. Baby quilts are often washed frequently and used heavily, so a more budget-friendly option might be acceptable. Hold up. This is my take on this one. So, have you ever walked into somewhere and seen a fabric and your brain goes, bang, I was 5 years old. That reminds me of Grandma's kitchen. Or that reminds me of staying the night at Auntie Sue's house. So if you make a quilt and you gift it to a small human being, that is going to become part of their memories in some way, shape, or form. And there would be nothing worse than that to be part of their memories and it only lasted them about 3 years because they wore the goodness God out of it. And so you needed to do something different.
Yeah.
So if you go the cheapest route and the things fall apart, that's unfortunate. You want to be part of that memory forever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some end.
Also,
I don't know.
I'm like, you know what?
Kids are gross.
Kids need a new quilt every 3 to 5 years anyway.
Right?
It's one of those that I'm like, okay, you made the crib size. They're in a bigger bed, so you're making a bigger one. Or maybe you made them in between for that specific reason. Okay, fine. But like, then we are always like, okay, they definitely have outgrown whatever it was that was on that, and now they need something else. Then graduation, then weddings, so people just need new quilts all the time. Anyway,
they do. Sometimes they do.
But keeping that quality, they can have it forever. Because we have had so many people who have brought quilts in that they want to have repaired because
30-plus-year-old quilts
made it. I love it so much, and I'm like, it is deteriorating. Like, there's nothing at this point that can be done.
Right.
Because you've loved it. And that is what that person wanted.
That's what it was intended for.
And so it's time, maybe, just keep going with it until you can't anymore, right?
So there was just comment here about digital versus dyed makes a difference. It does. I mean, again, you have to know what your preference is and what you're okay working with.
Yeah, I had a hard time. So digital fabrics used to be really, in my opinion, like you could feel that it was a different quality. It just didn't, I didn't like digital fabrics at all.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people print digitally, and not all, but some of those you can't tell. I mean, you can tell because you can barely tell. How about that?
Okay.
Because they can only print up to 18 colors. If it has more than 18 colors, I can tell that was digitally printed. Not because I'm going, that looks different. Yeah, it's and there are some companies that only digitally print.
There are some that do not.
Because that's more cost effective.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they do that, but
I'm sorry, I was reading some of the comments between like the stories. So I was talking about the one customer with her quilt.
Yeah.
Pam was talking about how she gave a baby quilt and then made somebody cry because once they saw the personalized label, realized, wow, you put that much time and effort into that quilt for me. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Followed by Sue's story, how her mother-in-law opened up a gift for Christmas and said, "Oh, a blanket." Man, you ever had somebody call your quilt a blanket? How did you feel in that moment?
My husband moved so fast in my life.
That's funny. I get that. I'm glad your husband understands.
Yes, he understood.
Kudos to him. Because
he understood the assignment. Just don't even let that happen.
Oh, that's fantastic. Granddaughter requesting quilts for her baby. Oh, that's fun. Pam always tells recipients to use it and don't store it away. You can always make them a new one. And that's true. I would much rather my stuff be used than not. So
also, and this is my opinion, and I know that other people do not feel this way. Okay. And that is okay, because we're all allowed to have our opinions. But one thing that I had to kind of do for myself so that I was no longer upset about things was once it is gifted, it's no longer, I don't get any say in it. Okay? No more say. It's on the floor and the dog's on it. Not my problem. I cannot go and take it back.
That is a tough one to let go.
It is hard.
I'll tell you right now, it's a lot of work. But also,
and some, most people who have pets, those are their extension of their family,
absolutely,
right? And so, just because we are like a family that is like, no, they don't go on the couch, they don't go here, pets are for this area,
right?
I
keep them in this little 2x2 box. That's where my dogs stay. They don't get to go out of it ever.
No. They just are not on the beds. They're not, there's certain rules.
No.
Okay?
Not for me.
They're on the couch now. Remember when we used to not let them on the couch, and then that went out the window?
Now
anyway.
They're spoiled. They're so spoiled.
But they're
kids like to cuddle with the dogs.
I know.
What you want from me.
Yeah, the kids like to cuddle with the dog.
They do. It's fine. Anyway.
And the quilt with the kid and the dog, I'm fine. Good. Whatever.
It's a handmade quilt used in the bottom of the dog cage. I know. I get it. So
it's so bad. But if you, it's like you have to pick your battles, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to get upset about that, then you're using energy on something that's just it's not going to do any good.
Then
you're
stop and look at your fabric selection.
You then go
and think,
you are not quilt worthy.
Maybe I won't make another one later.
I think I'm not going to make a brand new, I'm not going to put $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 into a quilt and give it to that person anymore.
Right. Yeah. That goes back to, we've had the conversation.
Get the dogs a quilt from Walmart. Right.
Right. Just make a whole cloth at that point. Yeah. Just stitch something together so that way they feel like they're loved.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. So tips for choosing fabric. This was also part of that, why if fabric quality matters. It recommends this. Look for quilter's cotton. It's a medium weight, sturdy fabric specifically made for quilting. Strongly encourage you to make sure that it's 100% cotton. Sometimes that cheaper, if you will, material. Sometimes it actually is a poly blend.
Yeah, so
you gotta watch out for that.
Say on the end of the bolt that is 100% cotton, or it will be 80-20 or 70-30 or...
Right. Consider the weave. A tight weave is more durable and less likely to fray, i.e. like batiks are a little bit more tighter weave. We're going to kind of talk about that stuff here in just a moment. Check for color fastness. High quality fabrics are less likely to bleed or fade. That does not mean that they won't. They're just less likely to. Usually they'll do a color fastening with the material at the facility, which makes them a little bit more expensive because they want that extra step to finish that fabric properly.
Yeah.
Whereas lesser quality, I don't want to say cheaper necessarily.
Right, yeah.
More cost effective, budget friendly fabrics, they may not go those extra steps to color fastness and make sure it doesn't bleed. So be mindful of that if you're buying some of that stuff.
Yeah.
A good quality fabric will feel smooth and have a nice drape, as we kind of talked about. And read reviews and ask advice. Quilt shops and online forums can provide insight, especially brand specific. We all know the internet will tell you their opinion. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. That's
for sure.
Anyway, also, if you're in a shop, you can always ask the shop owner, hey, what do we got going on here? And if they're like, that's the cheap section. Yeah, you know where you're at. I've never said that. I mean, because we have a clearance section, but it's good fabric, so I don't know. Anyway, so what makes a fabric a quilting cotton? The one thing that I wanted to kind of point out here with quilting cottons is the weave, like what thread count. Who's ever had a conversation about thread count?
Yeah, we have.
We have. We've had them. We don't have it often, though, because they don't print it on the bolt. So sometimes you don't really know what makes it what it is. We do know, like, we go to buy bed sheets, and we see this 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton, and it's all silky and smooth. It doesn't make it good for quilting purposes.
Right.
So typically, and this is internet. I love you guys, but the internet, you're a hot mess sometimes. Depending on what site you're reading and what Google picks up as far as the answer is concerned, the consistency is that thread count typically is about 68 by 68 threads per square inch.
Okay.
Now, I have something to show you guys. Victoria, I'm going to need you to go to the overhead camera for me real quick. Yeah.
Oh.
There it is. Okay, so here you can see some square inches of fabric.
If I do this, does that help? Yeah.
That helps. So this is 1 inch, and this is 1 inch. This is paintbrush solid. This is a backing. I believe Wyndham Fabrics is the backing that is from.
Okay.
These little pieces of fabric right here are quarter inch, like itty bitty quarter-inch squares. What I was trying to do is count how many threads were in a 1 inch. So I used a quarter-inch piece of fabric, and so that my number was then by 4 after I counted it. Okay.
All right. Does that work?
It did. It seemed to work out quite well because math and science and math, I think. So with that, I have Victoria to show me a screen, a close-up of them quarter-inch squares. And look at those side by side. How wild is that? All right, so that purple one, again, is paintbrush solids. My math on that is approximately a 72 by 72 thread count, which means you have 72 threads per inch going down and then 72 across. On this image here, you're going to see maybe 17 to 18 across and down. Okay? The white one is a backing fabric from Wyndham. This one confused me because there are less fabrics going across than there are going up and down. So across, I counted what would equate to about 17, 18 across, and approximately 40 up and down. So that makes it a 72 by 160. I don't know. Per square inch.
Yeah.
Does that mean that my backing fabric is better quality than my solid fabric? It does not.
Yeah.
It does not mean that.
This is just making it more confusing.
I'm not trying to confuse people. I promise. I just wanted you guys to kind of visually see, like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much difference in fabrics in this world, even what we would consider quality fabrics.
Sure.
Just be mindful of what you're dealing with. I'm going to have Victoria bring that side by side one more time.
Oh.
So I want you to look at that purple fabric, the threads in that versus the white one on the left. See how much fatter those purple ones are?
Oh, they're fat. They're nice and
and thick. They're nice and plump. Again, paintbrush solids, we don't have that see-through ability. It's nice and got really good solid body to it because they're using a thicker, fatter thread there to make that weave.
Mm-hmm. So then you don't know, like we don't have information from the manufacturer saying we use threads that are 3-ply.
Right.
Or something. To tell us, I need more information. I need a fabric company that knows, or I need a fabric scientist.
Ooh, is that a thing?
I don't know. To call me and give me or send me an email.
Yeah.
With all of what I need to know about fabric.
Give me all the details.
Because I still feel like I still feel like it's a little confusing.
So, this is going to be my takeaway from it.
I wish that we would have had something from somewhere else.
I feel like I could go down a giant rabbit hole with all of that conversation there. But what I'm getting at here is that paintbrush solids, 72 by 72, and again, it's cross, so like they kind of weave them together, just up and down, one up, one down, like that's all it does. With their material that they use, gives it a really nice body. Okay. It does so that higher crazy thread count on our Egyptian cotton sheets does not make it ideal or better for quilting.
Okay. Does it make it worse?
Doesn't, I don't know. Like, depends on what you're trying to do with it, what you're really going for. So, anyway, I don't know, man. I just wanted you guys to see it.
Fabric quality.
It matters. It matters.
It does matter.
I feel like I lost the thread on that one. I just kind of like...
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, I'm excited that you... How did you even do that? Did you, like, have some kind of magnifying glass? What's going on?
Oh, get the picture?
Yeah.
So if you have an Apple phone, if you go into your app search settings and you search for magnifier, it's an app that you have on your phone where you can zoom in a wild, crazy amount to see that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So
and then you can obviously take a picture
of it, and you can actually see it super zoomed in. So
great.
I don't need an actual magnifying glass or a microscope. I have a phone. Works really well.
Wow. All the things we don't need anymore.
Thanks, technology. Anyway, so yeah, weave matters. I really feel like the backing one with the 72 by 120, it gives it enough for stability, but it's not so dense that when you quilt through it, you're going to be fracturing threads to stitch through it. So, yeah. But it's a good quality one. I would suspect that one would last a good long time and it's going to fall apart. Now, if that backing was the same 72 by 72, but a thinner thread,
maybe
that'd be rough.
Wouldn't be as good.
It wouldn't hold up for time. Right. So,
okay, we had comments. Do we need to read or you're still talking?
I mean, that's really about the gist of it. The other thing about quilting cottons, what makes it a quilting cotton versus just any other kind of fabric, it's a little more sturdier than dressmaking cottons, but it's not as heavy as upholstery fabric. Right. So it's kind of a nice in between. So it helps to kind of give structure to that project that you're making. And then
makes sense to me.
As far as durability is concerned, you know, it's going to hold up better.
Yes, withstand the test of time.
Right. And there's a variety of prints to work with. I mean, as we said at the start of this, we have so many to choose from. Please come buy them.
Yeah, we do have too many to choose from right now.
But yeah, so it is a little bit confusing. But like I said, everything in the quilting world is wildly confusing. Thread weights, needles, the fabric. Just buy the good stuff. You'll be happy that you did. Pam said since we introduced her to paintbrush solids, she likes the outcome.
Nice.
Yeah, I do prefer it. Yeah, do that. Try it, Pamela. The magnifier on your iPhone, it's pretty cool actually. You can kind of slide and zoom in. I use it for checking the timing on my sewing machines now.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't have to get real close and just sit back.
I mean, also your eyeballs are probably getting a little.
I'm old.
I mean, that happens.
Oh man.
I don't see as well.
Let's see. 2.0 said she brought in 2 quilts that her grandma had worked on. Debbie helped her and gave her some advice how to repair it and how to wash them. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Thanks, Debbie. And Jan, hands off once given is not always easy. It is not.
That's for sure.
But it can be more peaceful atmosphere to the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let it go. You let it go. Mm-hmm. It's theirs now.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that.
And maybe it's easier for me because I own a quilt shop, and so then I'm just like, I'll just make another one.
You've got how many quilts in this shop already, and how many more about to be made? Like, you get to a point where it's like, meh.
Yeah.
It's fine, but anyway. So general summary: do we feel that fabric quality matters, and do we agree with the googly AI? Mostly.
I agree that it does matter.
Okay.
There was a couple things where I was like, well, does it, I don't even remember at this point, but just sometimes where I would not, they said it's fine. Oh, baby quilts. Make all the baby quilts out of that cheap stuff. No, don't, like, that's fine. Know that you're gonna, just like the story I had at the beginning with customer with her granddaughter, and they picked everything out and they did this whole project together. You wouldn't want that to be cheap. You wouldn't want that to be not cheap, but lower quality, because then you can, then you've got a granddaughter who's not happy anymore. Right. That's no good.
But if it's a cousin's friend's work partner twice removed,
sure, and it's a pattern that you haven't done before, and you're like, let's see if I can.
Because that person's going to say thanks for the blanket,
right?
And you don't really want to be there for that,
right?
So that was really kind of shady of me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Pull the bag out.
You get it. It's fine. Anyway, all right. Well, I don't know how that went informational wise. It was probably good until I confused everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. It does make sense that there is a weave.
There is,
and that sometimes they're plumper, and because I have forever said that the paintbrush feel thicker, like I'm like more plump. That's what I would say versus other solids. That it just does. It has a better feel. Now, under a magnifying glass, we can see that that's absolutely true.
There's
they're using a fatter thread to weave that together. So it's wonderful.
And the crazy thing is that, again, depending on the site that you're looking at, the answer that's given, like, there is a conversation that batiks are 200 to 220 per square inch. Mm-hmm. I did not cut up a batik to try to count that out. I might do that later just for funsies.
Yeah.
Maybe. But they use a much finer thread, and that apparently takes on the dye a little bit easier, plus with all the wax. So, I mean, there's some possible truth to that. Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of threads to put in one small area.
I want to say something to what Sue just said.
What you got?
Use the best quality that you can afford, because I want you all to be able to continue to do this hobby.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes it's like, I've got to do, I want to do this project. I really, want to give something to my neighbors, cousins, whatever.
Right.
And I don't want to spend a lot of money on it because I also have these other projects in mind, and I'm going to use a lesser quality for this. Understandable.
Right.
So.
Also, if you've got so much fabric that you won't be able to get through all of it before you turn 87, or if you are 87, you're like, yep, didn't do it. At this point, make the quilts. Just make them. Get them out there. Let people use them however they need to.
Right.
It's fine. Or don't.
Yeah, and when people are like, oh, but I only want it in these colors, you're getting what I got left at home. Okay?
Give yourself a deadline in time. Just do what you can with what you got. It's fine. I kid, obviously. You're all going to live to 3,000. It's going to be a great time. Cover the world in quilts with all the projects.
Let's do it. Also, haven't watched it yet. Don't know much about it. Just thought I'd throw this out. Netflix has a new series.
Man, that has been all in my feed.
Everybody's talking about it. It's called Quilters.
Is it a series, or is it like just
I don't know.
I think
maybe
it's like a mini documentary thing.
Why haven't we watched it?
It just came out on the 16th.
Yesterday.
So today is the 17th.
Yeah.
And it is about men in prison making quilts. I want to see what quality they have there. I want to just watch and see and see what tips I could have given them, right? Like how I could help.
Charity done based quilts that
they're
making,
for foster kids. They're making quilts for foster kids. So
I think it's interesting. I think it might be worth a watch.
Right.
If you guys have watched it, don't tell me the secrets yet.
Yeah. Don't spoil. No spoiler alerts. But hey, maybe if you don't have anything to do today, watch Netflix. look for quilters.
Yay! It'll be a good time. Anyway, otherwise, come in and see us. Come
yeah, there's that too.
You need that.
Come get some buy one, get one free panels.
Right? All right.
Okay, thanks, guys.
We're out.
Bye.
Bye.